Hello, beautiful beings. I hope the lighting's okay. I wanted to wait until after I showered, but there is just no stopping this train of thought. The ancients just added that. What were we just saying, ancients? It is so fascinating to me how I have noticed now more than ever through this whole ascension process. We've always been ascending since our birth to Earth Day, but at times it's a more concentrated ascension. And after I remembered with Muji, May 6th, 2013, my waters broke and the ascension process accelerated exponentially. So 4 days after my remembering experience, my mind came back to burn off like a tsunami, like never before. And what I've noticed through over 11 years now of this intense ascension is whatever I was basically obsessed with as this personal identity in the beginning of my life, in the first part of my life up until my remembering, that's what comes up in this ascension process to shed off, to burn off. And so what that has looked like in my life is right after my remembering, just this intense, more potent than it had ever been in my life, desire for a mate. That has been so much of my focus in my life experience. And I mean, if not, maybe not 100%, but the highest percentage of my learning, my shedding, has been around relationships with men. And I've just popped out again. I mean, that was very short-lived. I had a lover for 2 days. 2 nights, should I say. And he's gone. And I feel fine. I feel great. But he's literally been in the hospital sick from the energy exchange. This isn't laughing because I wish ill on anybody, but from where I'm seeing, I see exactly what happened. The energy exchange, I was feeling, repercussions of that, absorbing his energy into my experience, a much, much lower, much denser vibration that takes all the personal out of it. It's all about vibration, because that's what we are. If you look at our bodies, I'm sure a lot of you know this, but some people don't. If you look at our bodies through a really high-powered microscope, we're nothing but space. This table is nothing but space. Everything has space in it. Nothing is solid. So when I get around somebody with a much lower vibration, it affects me so negatively. But the personal identity that I'm also shedding, well, that's what's shedding, wants this experience, wants it so bad, because that's what I manifested throughout all my fantasizing, all the years of my life that I was fantasizing about having the perfect mate. Well, it wasn't the perfect mate. Maybe it was the perfect mate for me back then when I identified with that personality, that persona that's been shedding off. But I've noticed through this ascension, this last over 11 years now, that I have manifested, I have received all of those desires, just not when I thought I wanted them. And so I've manifested them. They've come into my life like this gorgeous young buck. For the last 5 months, this is how long this life lesson has lasted. And I've just been realizing in the last couple days, as I've been feeling better and better and better and more and more and more like myself, and feeling my when I say the word power, it has nothing to do with the personal identity at all. It's our power. When we're being true to ourselves at every turn, at every step, that's what I've been working on. And plenty of things to practice on also. When I am true to myself and get through yet another life lesson with cosmic A pluses, I feel more power. It's divine power. It's our own true nature. It's how it feels. Accessing presence, when I turn my attention to presence, to my natural state of being, I feel this expansiveness in my chest area, in my heart chakra area. And when I'm being true to myself, I feel that all the time. And it just feels like this powerhouse of just divine energy. Well, that's what's living this physical form, just the divine breathing me and beating my heart. And more I'm getting tuned in to remembering that I am just the observer of all of this, and it takes very, very little well, very, very little thinking or no thinking, because there is a use for the brain. So they're showing me that when certain ascended masters have reached the point where, as they say, the mind has died, then the mind is absolutely in its purest state of functioning, which is no actual effort to think. Automatic. From stick shift to automatic. Yes, ease. And that's what I'm feeling. So much ease. Even yesterday, I still felt like I was in the grip of this fantasy that I had had for so long. I felt like I was still in its grip, but I was also being able to see better and better the reality of the whole last 5 months. Because when we're in it, when we're shedding, it's like a snake. When they shedding and then the skin gets to here and they can't see anything for a while. And that is the most challenging part, because in this life lesson that I just came through, the physical feelings that I was having, emotional, all of it, it was all physical, so physical based. And it was a last ditch effort. I've been saying that I feel like these, right before I reach another level of ascension, which is completely getting rid of any of the useless personal identity that I have identified with up until now, getting rid of all of that makes it possible for me to step through the doorway into my new life here on planet Earth. Unobstructed, no baggage, no patterns that I keep doing to keep going back to these things that have just felt natural to me and highly attractive, highly intoxicating. I was so in the grip of it, I just didn't, even yesterday at times, I was just like, I was on my knees several times yesterday. You have to do this for me. This has had such a grip on me. I mean, everything, all the senses of this personal identity were getting fed to the max. Best sex of my entire life. For 2 nights. That to me, okay, so I say that evil forces come in to keep me from ascending to the next level. But it's also the most beautiful paradox. It's also what's coming up to have me shine my light of awareness on once and for all and obliterate it and never go back to it. There is a point that we get to that we absolutely we never go back. We're not tempted anymore because we faced all of it, and facing all of it shines our light of awareness on it. And the ancients and I can help you learn different ways to face whatever the it is for you, which is always fear. It's always fear-based, whatever it is that we're shedding. Because, and I just ask them, why is that? And like fantasizing for a mate for the majority of my life brought me so much comfort. And so why did I need comfort? Because I was in freaking fear, terrified. Debilitating fear. And so through this ascension process, you don't have to have had a remembering experience like I had. All of a sudden, the psychological mind completely collapsed, and I was in my natural state of being in this physical form. And I remembered, oh, I've never been that person. I've never been that person. And that would just brought on like just fits of hysterical laughter. Just remembering like that. But even remembering is an experience of this persona, of this physical form. Because we've never, who we truly are has never ever forgotten. It's just this, sorry, it's the joy. I'm not stuffing it down. I just always feel that there's always a new level it's dissipating. This is so interesting what's happening right now. Through my Kundalini awakening about 8 years ago now, near the end of it, I was standing outside. It was the moon was out. It was a full moon. I was standing against the wall at the Duck Inn where I was the caretaker, and I was days away from the tower falling there, days away from leaving there. That's where my twin was. That's where we worked together. I was leaning against the wall, smoking a bowl, and I saw this cobra unfold along my spine and completely stretch out. The crying feeling of wanting to cry is still dissipating. It's right here. They're working on my throat chakra right now and clearing it out because I've reached a new level in myself, and I can hold this much joy without having to release the pressure of it in my body. At times it will be, I still will cry from joy. But I don't need to have something come in and take me over. I'm in charge. What's coming through when I say I'm in charge? What's coming through this physical form? Life force. I'm in charge. Not this physical form, not any type of emotion. So where feeling and expressing emotion definitely is imperative at times to be a heart opener for whoever I'm holding satsang with, highly constructive. But right now, and I had obviously no idea that that was going to happen, it's really dissipating. It's down to about, my eye is twitching, it almost closed it. Third eye, they're working on everything right now. Everything, from root to crown. Because I've released this toxic energy out of my life once and for all. That's a part of it. And now I'm stepping into, they just keep showing me my doorway that I'm stepping through. It's another portal. But it's more of an expansive, it's less of a portal, like a vagina. It's less constrictive like that, and way more expansive that I'm feeling now. My eyes are still twitching. My lips were really twitching. I was recording a video yesterday. Creating a video yesterday. This is co-creation at its finest, I feel. Myself and the ancients. Not that I do it the finest, but being able to have such a fluid exchange with my guides, with an infinite amount of guides. And I just feel an endless amount of gratitude. An expansive amount of gratitude, they're saying. So that was really absolutely amazing. I have always tried to suppress the crying to help balance it. I didn't know how to, it has always been so intense when it hits. Well, I haven't been able to assimilate it until just now, because it is so intense. It is such a pure, undiluted form of joy coming through. And so they're showing me one reason that it has had the ability to take me over for so long is because I used to be mentally ill. And that means a lot of depression, a lot of I'm releasing so much more identification with the physical form. That's one way that I'm able to balance these emotions now. Help them balance these emotions in this physical form. Is because I used to be really sad. And so feeling this amount of joy can be really overwhelming. The gratitude is, every time I think that I have felt gratitude as much as I possibly can, there's no cap on gratitude. I see so clearly today. And it's all worth it. And I was so protected throughout the whole experience. And he just came over like a half an hour ago, and I haven't spoke to him in 2 days. Last time I spoke to him, he's barely been drinking. Okay, let me back up. So about 9 days ago is when we had our second experience, intimate experience. And then I gave him a massage. No. It was the next night, about 9 days ago, I gave him a massage. And I blew his circuits it's an energy exchange. It has been. I mentioned that, how his energy affected me. I felt so tired for about 5 months, and yes, I am smoking marijuana, but it's a soul tired. Yeah, I know you know what I'm talking about. A lot of you do. When we're going through a shed, we're going through another life lesson. Call it whatever you want. It's ascension, and it's beautiful, and every moment is worth it. So my energy, I know how his energy affects me, and I know how my energy affects him. And they just sent me this song by Bruno Mars, Locked Out of Heaven. I don't wish ill on anybody, but I love karma, and karma is by far the best teacher for people, because if I wasn't miserable enough, I wouldn't strive to learn so much and grow. And my energy can make a person seem okay at times, seem downright peaceful. And that's what I was seeing from this person. And that's what had swayed me, because I was starting to see it consistently, this softness, this kindness, this gentleness, this love. And that's what tipped the scales for me. And I wasn't seeing the other guy. I hadn't seen him for quite a while, and I felt like, what did we decide to call him? I don't want to use people's names on here. I know I have before, but I didn't want to erase the whole video, and so I was just like, whatever. People have no idea who I'm talking about. Love potion number 9. Yeah, it was like I had drank a love potion, but it was a lust potion, because I have an agape love for him, but not a romantic type of love. And that just absolutely astounded me this whole time. But the ancients are reminding me it's because I don't fall in love with unavailable men anymore. My persona, my original conditioned persona used to do that. And it's nobody's fault. We all get conditioned on planet Earth. Even Jesus was conditioned, and he went through his ascension also. They mentioned the 40 days and 40 nights. It has taken me, well, I believe that we are all ascending, and I did mention that. From the moment our birth to Earth Day, we start ascending. The lessons begin. So the 40 days and 40 nights, if it was literally, I've taken things literally my whole life. If it was literally, Jesus, if you were able to get through your ascension in 40 days and 40 nights, wow. No wonder people are still talking about you. He's showing me that he's just showing me where he was in his life before he came back to Earth. And that's why it was so quick for him, because he was already basically ascended when he landed here, and people knew that he was coming. Just like they're saying that, because I've asked them, okay, so when I come back, which I will come back, because I'm here to help humanity, and helping humanity, they're saying, is helping everything. It's only one way, though, they're saying, to help everything. They're just showing other planets and other things, other ways to help that I don't know how to describe to you yet. Oh, ancients, what were we talking about? So, I know I was just talking about something else, but they brought me back to originally. So, yeah, 9 days ago, I gave him a massage, and did a massage on his feet. I said did, but I massaged his feet also. And when I touch somebody, I am automatically just blasting them with presence, with their own natural state of being. But I'm not doing it consciously anymore, they're saying. I used to when I was practicing being in my natural state. But also I learned that I shouldn't do that. That was all ego-based, because not all ego-based, and that's not always necessarily negative either. The ego, we need it to function. This personality is an ego. So my ego wanted to heal people. My ego didn't have a very big self-esteem for a long time, and so starting to have these gifts, like seeing that I have gifts, I really wanted to, and also just my core desire to help, I would want to help heal people. I would want to heal people in a certain way from more of my ego identity. But now it's just automatic, because the healing comes from presence, and that is my natural state of being. So as I was massaging him, I had really good feelings about him. I didn't have any negativity towards him. He had been being so soft and loving, and yeah, just really, really wonderful talks. We would talk for hours with no physical sexual intimacy at all. He would sit me on his lap, and we would look face to face and just talk and talk. And I just asked them, why does that make me sad? Because my persona is perceiving it like this person, like there's something wrong. Because I'm seeing that person because they're immersed in presence. I'm seeing who he truly is, who he truly can be. And so I feel sad because he's going to cause so much more destruction, but also it's all learning. So it looks like destruction, but look how much I've learned and grown. So it's not sad that he's going to have to go through so much more until he wakes up. It's not sad. Just like seeing a dead animal on the side of the road. I'm obviously shedding, crying, and I'm letting it happen too. That's the way to healing, is just let it happen. Just stop fighting it. See, my throat chakra right there, I'm just letting it pass. I'm changing, you guys, and you're changing too. And if you want help with what's happening with your ascension, we would love to talk to you about that. The ancients just have such beautiful words for whoever I'm speaking to. It will always be profound to me. The more I've gotten out of the way, the more the personal identity has gotten out of the way, the more we just come through together. It is a co-creative experience. I used to try to give them all the credit, and they're just like, absolutely not. You've worked so hard, diligently, they're saying. And it's true. Every day of my life. For a very long time. I had no idea that I could ever feel like this. So clear. I am not afraid at all that I'm going to go back to this person. Not at all. It's completely gone. It's like being a different person now. It's like I can see the one and all the reasons why she was with him, why she desperately wanted to go there, why she desperately couldn't stop herself from going there. I see it all clearly now. Yesterday I said to the ancients, I know there are women on the planet that have reached a place in themselves, men too, but specifically, they have reached a place in themselves where they wouldn't even consider being with such a lower vibration. And that's not a put down. That's not a personal attack. That is this person. Yes, that's right, Ocean. Ocean said 2 days ago, she said, he's still on the platform and you've already been around the world. Yeah, that's just where he is in his life journey. So it's nothing personal. But I said, I know that there's women on the planet that would never even consider going there, but wouldn't have to put him down in their mind. They'd just be like, no, no, I'm not going there. And feel it and know it and not have to fight it at all. And I said, I want to be that woman. And you know what they said? They said, you are that woman. And I am that woman. But it takes work. It takes shedding. And it takes, if you're just new through it, if you're new at your ascension, or wherever you are in your ascension and you need a guide, that is our purpose, is to help guide you through it. I am a being doula, they're reminding me, and that is when a person is at a certain point in their life, we help come break the waters to accelerate you and help birth you into the next level of ascension. I'm really feeling drawn to hold her. What is she again? What is this? Is it selenite, you guys? That's what's coming in. I almost don't want to say selenite because it's coming in so clearly, but if that's not what it is, why would that be coming in clearly? Anyway, that I know for a fact, and I keep forgetting that she is that also. And it really clears energy. I've been smudging so much lately. So this person, the morning after the massage 9 days ago, was so sick. And he was working here at the RV park, and he was just like, yeah, my throat is really sore today. And I was feeling great. And I was just like, oh, really? And he said, yeah, I just don't feel good at all. And I took the dogs for a walk, and it hit me coming back that it was from the massage, but it was from more than that, the energy exchange. Blue circuits for sure. So I walked up to him and I said, they're saying that it's from the massage, specifically the energy work that I was doing on you as I was massaging you. And they're like, he's like, oh yeah. I said, they always warn us during a massage that you may get a little sick, drink a lot of water. And so he had to go to the hospital because he was just getting sicker. He went to the doctor, and then about 4 days after that, he went to the hospital because he was so dehydrated. But he still wasn't drinking at that point. I wasn't around him, but we were still interacting on the phone. And he would stand when he would come over to see Ruby, because I had her that whole time because he was just sleeping. He would come to see Ruby, but we'd stand far apart. And he had to go to the hospital. And then 3 nights ago now, he drank again. I knew he was going to. It was all over him. I could see it. When he was walking by, I was just like, he's going to go drink. And then he came back a few minutes later and said hi to Ruby, and I could just see it. I could see it all over him. It didn't change how I was acting. I was just like, oh, hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I'm always observing. Always. And I was just like, okay, there he goes. He said he's going to take Ruby to the river, but he didn't come back and called me at like 10:30, and I didn't want to answer, but I had Ruby. And that doesn't matter anymore. I don't care if I have Ruby or not. I'm not answering his calls, not that late at night, not even early, not when I know he's been drinking. And I don't have to see him drink to know that he's drinking. I trust my intuition. It's very loud. My intuition is an infinite amount of ancients. The divine's helpers, they're saying. So he was very mean. Let's just leave it at that. Texting, calling. And normally I had gotten good at, the only reason I could have this person in my life is because I had gotten good at. Don't ever get good at shit like this. Good at ignoring what an ass he was the night before, because this eyebrow's twitching now. Third eye. My whole forehead is tingling. I wanted to be intimate with this person so badly that because I manifested it from years of thinking about that with somebody like him, you know, that looked like him, that felt like him, that was passionate and just like, yeah, passionate and like bad boy. So attractive. 6 foot. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't have a specific physical type. I mean, as far as looks go, chiseled features, like a perfect beard, not really big one, perfectly groomed. But when he doesn't have the beard, his jaw is just like perfectly chiseled. He's like a romance novel. He looks like a romance novel guy, you know? That's so funny. I don't know why I described that. Because that's what I used to fantasize about, being with somebody like that. Because they're in the movies all the time, guys like that. But when it's evil forces or something the persona has manifested from just trying to not be unhappy, there's always too high of a price to pay. And that's energetically. And, you know, the way this person gets when he drinks, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd actually really hurt people in his life. He's so different from when he's not drinking. So even after him being so mean to me, the thoughts, I was still thinking, the personal identity was still shedding off and thinking I could just ignore it again. Because I just ordered 6 new, okay, I'll show you. This is a long video, but whatever. 6 new nighties. That's right. They're beautiful silk slips. I just bought all of these. Yep. And I thought, well, geez, man, those can't go to waste. These right here, these have, let's see, can you see that? They just have some mesh at the top. And I thought, well, those can't go to waste. And I bought some other stuff too. And I was even still thinking that yesterday, but since I've stepped all the way through the portal, those are for me. It's not a mistake that I bought them. I deserve stuff like that. No man ever has to see those. Well, somebody just did, obviously, but not in person. So I think that's it for now. Sometimes we are people's karma. And the fact that, and this is not an egotistical thing, this is just what I know this. It's really going to bother this person that he is never going to be with me again. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm feeling better every moment. satsangwithmamaji@gmail.com. We love you so much.